Hello everyone and welcome back to the TCR Limited Adhesion League. We're at round 3 for race 5 and 6 today. My name's Dom and joining me in the commentary box for the first time today is another Steve. Steve, I'm sorry about the smell, we've opened the window but it's lingering a little bit. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. And also joining us today is Gareth. Gareth, how are you?
I'm alright, thanks mate. Yeah, good to see you both. Obviously we are not Will Burnett and Jordan Johnson.
I mean, speak to me nicely enough I might be for the night, but here's a look at the championship standings heading into this round. We've got Charles Rainford, runaway leader already at the top of the standings with 84 points, with Green and trying to put a challenge up behind, and as a result, Rainford's team leading the team's championship as well from Risky Blue, LSR from Lesser Tools Limited, and the Wizards in 5th place. So, a tight start at the top of the championship, excluding Charles. Any odds on for how it's going to go today, chaps?
No, outer Ricky's normally pretty quick. Looks pretty good in the practice times. So.
Yeah, hopefully the guys can take a battle to him. Steve Greening was very close to snatching the round 4 victory. It's a very tight and fierce battle between those two, though, for that win, and a lot of door bashing as you expect to see in TCR. But I kind of felt like Greening would have been a bit hard done by that result.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great little battle between the two there. We're on the grid already, and James O'Reilly's taken pole, and Rainford way down the grid there. So I don't know if he managed to set a qualifying time there, but it's James O'Reilly from Thomas Robin, Ollie Walker in 3rd with Greening in 4th, Patrick bringing in 5th, and we've heard from David this week. He says the CH in his name is pronounced like shark, so I must...
David Le Shark.
Yeah, Le Shark Atelier, I think that must be then. So you can see the rest of the grid there, and yeah, Charles way down in 17th with Ettridge just behind him, as we're waiting for the green lights.
Great job by James O'Reilly to snatch pole.
Here we go then, Barney waves the flag and we're away at Donington.
Giving that box a good old spanking, isn't he?
Absolutely. A couple of cars starting from the pits serving penalties for this race. Sweep into turn 1. Nice and clean from the field so far.
Yeah, all clean as they
for the first time.
Amazing set of corners, the Crane and Curves, considering it is just flat out, but they are quite a challenge, on cold tyres especially.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it on the exit as they go up the hill.
Whoa, and there's contact down the back there. I think that's Cakebread getting tagged around there. And Ettridge only just leaving the pits now, all the way at the back there. I saw in the back of the shot there, but it's James O'Reilly still in P1, leading from Greening and Outer Ricky up to 3rd already. So up 2 places, and Walker's down 1 already.
Yeah, big shame for Stephen Cakebread to end in the gravel there at the old hairpin. But did you see Graham Barsley going 3 wide as he came through there in the Woke Kings orange and blue?
Yeah, it looks like Rainford's made his way up the field a few places.
Possibly not surprising anyone, but up 10 positions already from 17th to 7th in half a lap.
Yes.
Oh, and there's one of the pink cars gone very sideways there. I think that's Nathan Parker dropping down the order there.
Yes, Nathan Parker there. Sad to see. Hopefully he can get back going again, down in 17th place now.
Almost 3 wide on the exit of the hairpin there. That's Greening putting the pressure on O'Reilly at the front here.
Yeah, unfortunately the wide line doesn't really work into that hairpin.
Yeah, he'll get a good run off, but lost a lot of car lengths there. Have you driven this track, Steve? What do you think to it?
Yeah, it flows quite well. It's a rhythm circuit, really. I was chatting to Charles before the race, and he said once you get into a rhythm, you can put a lot of hot laps in.
Absolutely, as we see Le Shark Atelier side by side with Parker here.
Yeah, surprised to see the Hyundai bouncing so much over that inside curb. We normally see it floating over the curbs, but he was having a real bounce on that right front suspension.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a dip in the curb there, isn't there? And if you catch it wrong, like say, it just launches the car a little bit.
Yeah, you properly dig it off the road. There's great. Gary Richards going off the road in the Oreo Civic.
Yeah, lost a couple of positions there, sadly.
Yeah, he's in a real risky sandwich now.
Good move up.
I can think of more pleasant sandwiches to be in, to be honest. Sort of pressure in front and pressure from behind.
Is it a meaty sandwich, do you think?
Yeah, I'd imagine so, to be honest. Hot and meaty. So at the front it's still James O'Reilly leading from Greening, Arterick is still in third and Walker holding on to fourth. We've seen Le Charcutillier make it up into fifth from Parker, and then Rainford cue the Jaws music up into seventh.
Can Parker hold Rainford off?
I doubt that highly as they're already side by side on the exit of the second to last hairpin here.
Altaricki's running really well as well in P3. He's
Rainford on the brakes.
Big lunge at the inside.
Yeah, savage. Yeah, going back to Patrick, he's not had a lot of luck in the TCR so far, but he's having a storming performance so far in P3, getting a lot of flashing from Ollie Walker behind him.
It wouldn't be Ollie Walker if it wasn't flashing its way around the track, I don't think.
Well, I'm heading over to his house to saw that flash button off his new wheel.
I didn't know where that was going then.
It's even labelled flash.
So
look at
Rainford up
Altaricki.
into sixth then. Can anyone hold him on his charge towards the front? Yeah, Altaricki really piling pressure on Greening now.
Yeah, it looks like Greening's
Fantastic
struggling.
run out the old hairpin.
Maybe cook the tyres, you reckon?
Possibly. It's early doors yet, but he's probably pushing pretty hard.
Yeah, absolutely. It would almost be even more concerning if the tyres were cooked so early on. Obviously, the front tyres do a lot of the work in a front-wheel drive TCR here.
Yeah. Surprised to see Greening not being right up with James O'Reilly after his performance at Alton Park. He was just fantastically fast and the only real challenger for Rainford in that race.
Saw a car off in the background there. I think that was Forrester dropping. And is that Messenger going sideways?
No, that's one of the risky
Saves
racing
it.
oranges.
And it switched back the
Crichton.
other way. It's Crichton gone round.
What a smackhead. We saw Messenger there piling on the pressure. He's in P11 and he's attacking Thomas Robin from the LSR team.
Yeah, LSR really high in the championship standings right now, so really good performance from both the drivers so far in the championship. They've been there or thereabouts every round so far.
Yeah, and look at this battle.
Rainford's fastest lap.
Second, third and fourth, they are really nose to tail here. This is an awesome fight.
Looks like potentially
Sadly,
Greening's the cork in a bottle at the moment.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see. It's an Audi versus a Civic versus a Hyundai. So it's all three of these cars seem to be in these particular drivers' hands, competitive with each other.
great run for Altricky down the bottom of the curves there. He was right on the limit of the slip angle there. Got a really good run on green. You can see the pressure is piling on right now.
Yeah,
Maybe a bit of Morse code on the rear bumper as the King Dicks go too wide behind.
yeah,
Wouldn't have
Rainford
thought it'd be
right
very long
on the back.
before Walker cedes to Rainford. Now you can see the move done there.
It's right at the inside. Nice move.
Just so clinical.
That's what I was going to say. He just doesn't hang about, does he? When he makes the move, it's just boom, one attack and he's through.
But Le Charcutillier looking at Walker as well now.
Walker just shut the door very aggressively down the straight there.
Been watching his teammate, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Patrick again showing the nose to Greening, trying to put him offline.
This is the best performance from a Civic all season so far.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I was going to mention before, actually. I spent some time watching Patrick's onboard, watching his point of view from the race at Knockhill, and at that circuit he had some really good pace, but it was the sort of that uphill chicane, I think 3 times across the 2 races was his undoing. It was a shame, really, because it'd have been challenging right at the front in those races, I feel, if it had not been for... Well, the Civic's notoriously bad over the bumps, isn't it? So it was kind of fight with a hand tied behind his back.
Yeah. Well, I'm very interested to see what the Bop's going to do, because obviously we're heading into Season 2 of 2022 on the officials, and there have been tweaks made to the handling of all 3 of these TCRs.
Oh, Charles again.
Rainford, wow. Shoving out
A
Ricky
little
off
bit
the
of
road.
contact there, and looks like Parker going off in sympathy behind it there. But again, just so decisive. He sees a little bit of sort of a car offline or an opportunity, and he just sends it and makes it work.
Yeah, Walker tried to take advantage of it as well, but Patrick fends him off.
You can
Didn't hit
use
the
a
flasher
lot
button,
of
that's
curb.
why.
You can use a lot of curb here in these cars.
Yeah, they're quite a lot flatter at this track, aren't they, compared to some of the other ones?
Yeah, it's probably why the Honda's got a bit of an advantage around this circuit.
Yeah, I did get the opportunity to test drive the Civic. It's not a car I actually own, but I tried it in testing, and I find it sort of through the corners is so much more nimble than something like the Elantra. that shorter wheelbases, for me at least, find it a lot more nippy around the corners.
Yeah, curious to see what the Veloster is going to be like, because there's some more of a Civic wheelbase, isn't it?
Yeah, that was my first thought. It looked like a Civic with a Hyundai badge on the front.
Yeah, I quite like the i30, which is the sort of European version that we see on our roads. Wow, look at this battle here with Bardsley. He's getting involved with Ollie Walker, who's fallen away there. Look, he was in 5th place and now down 7th.
Yeah, Walker took a really wide line through the second to last hairpin there. I don't know if he got slowed down through the chicane that he then had to serve.
Yeah. Bardsley side by side with Jaden Burke.
Yeah, Jaden Burke really piling on the pressure again. Maybe some Morse code as they go down the curves there.
Yeah, Burke's been really quick actually through the season. He's had some rapid pace, but maybe had a few too many unfortunate spins or incidents. But look at him, running P9 at the moment. Be good to see where he can finish.
Greenan still holding on P2 from Rainford, and O'Reilly of course still at the front here. He's not pulling away from the field, but similarly he's not really having to fight a challenge from behind at the minute.
No. Greening holding on through Coppice, which is where we saw Rainford make the move on his teammate Ollie Walker a few laps ago. And I was surprised actually, because you wouldn't think Coppice is a passing place.
That's wide through there.
Really
that could be a slowdown.
Slow down for Greenan, I think. You saw it straight away, didn't you? Pulled off the line there and lifts off.
Can he fend off Ricky?
It's a nasty slowdown, that one as well, because it's really hard to actually get out of the way and serve it without sort of being a bit of a rolling roadblock, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Hopefully Patrick can get his head down now and move forward.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it before, potentially Greenan being a bit of a corking, but O'Reilly's slow. Has he got a slowdown as well there? It looks like Charles has just almost driven around the outside of him there. Great move from Charles, and into the lead then as they go down the curves on lap 7.
Well, we had 10 minutes of it where he wasn't leading the race for once. Be interesting to see how often that does happen throughout this season, actually. I feel like there are a couple of drivers now who can bring the noise to Charles. And it won't be quite as much of a domination as we saw at Knock Hill, for example. Or in fact, race 3
now, sadly. That's out Ricky past James as well now, and he's again having to go defensive. And Greenan now.
His pace has just all of a sudden dropped off.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe just cooked the tyres in the second to last corner, and ever since then just maybe been superheating them and not really got the pace back ever since then. He's about to have lost sort of 3 positions from first to fourth in one lap here.
Yeah, I notice when I drive these cars, I tend to, I drive a Civic and it's sort of 60% front brake bias, but then I just sort of crank it back by about this point of the race all the way back to sort of 52. Just because it's easier than trying to dial it back gradually lap by lap.
Yeah, anything to try and take the strenuous work away from the front tyres there.
Well, it's having to scroll through the menus as well to get to the brake bias as well.
It's all getting a bit tight in the midfield there.
It's getting very bangy, isn't it? Don Parker getting
absolutely boxed across the circuit by a King Dick there. It's still being boxed, even the braking zone.
Walker's just turning left into a right-hander there. And again, the Hyundai's really cocking their legs.
Best.
James O'Reilly now under attack from David LeShark.
Who we, of course, have to wish a bon vacances in the upcoming rounds. I think he's going away on a ski holiday.
Oh, very nice to see.
Send us some snow, please.
Yes. Crichton getting through on Lady King.
Enjoy watching the country grind to a halt, as we get a single centimetre of snow in the UK. Everyone panics.
It's the British way, mate.
So the Shark Atelier, is that a slowdown is serving as well? Yeah. Pulls over and lets a couple of cars go past. Bardsley trying to take advantage of it there through the chicane.
Looks like he might have a run down to the hairpin.
Well, looks like Parker's taking advantage of the lot of them.
Oh, Bardsley going for a bit of a flash.
In one corner.
That's a
late dive. Got it slowed down though, to be fair.
Well, yeah, maybe once he made it to Alton Park.
Parker looks pretty calm behind the wheel there.
Yeah. Couldn't quite see his sandwiches. So CCK Motorsport, what does it stand for?
Officially, I have no idea. Yeah. I could make something up, but
no, same. Answers on a postcard, I reckon.
I wasn't sure if it had just been misspelt from COCK or something. To go with a King Dick sponsorship.
I'm struggling to come up with anything, to be honest. What we got?
Blanked you both. Yeah.
It'd be classic something, I should imagine. Because they originated with classic car racing, didn't they?
Oh, is that what it is? Classic Car Kings, something like that.
That might be it. Yeah. Oh,
Back
AD
to the
King.
Action there. Yeah, AD King running wide down the bottom of the curves.
Oh, that's a shame. Got back on the track though. That's okay. Oh, that's Riley off the road.
Riley. Well, it'll help cool his tyres down if he did cook the middle in 3 wide into the chicane in the background there. That's surely going to end in tears.
Oh, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bit of bump and grind.
Oh, Thomas Robin, is that in the background? Or is that the Shark? It's the Shark going round. And Bardsley again with the...
Oh, that's a big send.
Yeah, contact that time, sadly.
Parker not too happy with that one. That was a send from Jupiter, I think, that time. There's more contact.
Oh dear, what is going on there with the Shark and Bardsley there really banging doors and getting turned around?
It's like AD King trying to stay out of the way there.
Yeah.
That's a pass for position, in fact, with Ettridge, isn't it?
Yeah, Ettridge seems to be struggling with this Audi compared to his teammates. Crichton's only a few places ahead, but
gone a bit wide there.
AD again. It's quite a blind apex in these cars, though, isn't it? Unlike in a single seater where you can turn your head, especially in VR. But with these, you're kind of blocked.
The sun was quite low through this race as well from some of the onboards. Looks like it's a blind corner made even more blind.
Yeah.
Special treat for the drivers here at Donington.
So the battle's been particularly fierce around Bardsley. We've seen a lot of drivers getting a bit sideways. A lot of door banging, as you'd expect with a bit of TCR.
Absolutely. And the race is sort of broken up into clusters now, hasn't it? There's sort of a cluster of 3 at the front, and then another cluster of 3, and then these sort of 4 cars here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Berg right up the chuff of that's Messenger in front of him.
That's Messenger, yeah. But Messenger's come up 2 places. He was running P11 earlier when we last saw him.
Yeah, but looks to have the pace.
Great move from Jaden. Can he maintain it on exit there? It was a great move into the hairpin there, but of course taking the wider line gives you better exit speed for Messenger. Rolls reversed into the second of the hairpins.
That's good respect between them there as well.
Finish. Yeah, really nice racing there. Neither of them are yielding.
No. Well, you hope they wouldn't. You hope they take the fight to each other.
Yeah, that's true, but those 2 that were in that battle pack with them have pulled away just in that little exchange there.
Yeah, good point.
Sometimes hard to know which battles to pick and which ones just to sort of roll over for now and live to fight another day kind of thing.
True, yeah. I haven't done much racing with Jaden as he's one of the newer guys in the LOA, but yeah, I know certainly Michael Messenger, you can trust him to give respect and race clean. Although he will make the move sticks and he's quite fierce with it, but cleanly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, give an inch and nothing more, I guess.
Yeah. Gary Richards now under attack from Rhys Crichton.
Yeah, we saw Crichton have that spin earlier on in the race, so on a bit of a recovery drive. So it looks like a bit of deja vu for the race one here. We've got Rainford just way out in front, barely getting any TV time for his sponsors. We should maybe start BOPing his car alone, just so we bring him back towards the field so his sponsors get a bit more exposure.
Cool. Honestly, every time I see that exhibition centre, I regret that I didn't get a chance to go around it when I was at Donington for a World Series by Renault event. It's a fabulous F1 collection in there.
Does it still exist?
Oh, yeah.
Never too late, eh?
Oh, no, yeah, one day I'll get back to that. But the Wheatcroft collection is one of the biggest privately owned F1 collections in the world.
Is it the kind of collection where it sort of moves around the world, goes on display to places?
No, it just lives there. That's where
it's under attack.
Well, that's a good move. No, that's where it lives, at Donington. You can go and see it anytime you're up that way.
Or down that way. I wasn't sure that was clean enough there and yielded again on exit. Looks like he sort of gave the position back there. Nathan Parker down in 15th looks to be a bit off the pace tonight. He's normally quite fast in one of these.
He was off the road earlier, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. But even then, I'd have thought the recovery drive would have been a bit further back up.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he can do in race 2 then.
Is the slipstream very strong in these, Steve? Have you found?
It's not too bad. You get a good slipstream going up the hill after the corner curbs, but yeah, you got to be very close within half a second really to get a good tow.
Just looking at the time, I'd imagine this is about to be a white flag lap then. I'd expect Barney to start waving any second. Is that checkered flag in fact as they cross the line?
Yeah, it is checkered flag. That's odd, considering it says 15 seconds left. Oh no, there you go, it's corrected itself.
Timing glitch, we do love them, love to see them.
Yeah.
So Rainford onto the last lap then. From out to Ricky, here is Barney waving his flag. From Green and from Walker. From O'Reilly, still holding on to 5th as it stands. See if there's any changes through this final lap here.
Ricky was doing very well to hang on to Rainford. He hadn't escaped completely. It was only a sort of second and a half, it looked like, that gap. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and I've been keeping my eye on the lap times throughout the race, and been a couple of laps where Patrick's actually been faster lap on lap than Charles in the front there. Maybe Charles just managing the gap out front.
Yeah, I think this season is going to close up more and more throughout the season, and Charles is going to find it more and more difficult to get these wins. You've got Greening taking the noise to him in Alton Park. Patrick's been superb in this race, fighting him, and I expect we're going to see more of drivers as well. Don Parker, for example, he's pretty rapid in these TCRs.
Of course, the series will eventually move towards tracks that Charles hasn't driven actually in real life, so maybe that might level the playing field a little bit more as we see him round the second to last hairpin here.
Yeah, that's one of my thoughts as well, yeah. And also these LSR guys, yeah, Thomas Robin and David Leshark are both super rapid as well.
So here comes around the final corner then, applies the power, and Charles Rainford, for the 5th race in a row, takes victory here at race 1 at Donington from Patrick Autoricky, Steve Green in 3rd, Ollie Walker in 4th. Then we've got James O'Reilly hanging on for 5th, Don Parker in 6th. The Shark looks like it's going to come home in 7th from Bardsley, and Messenger in 9th from Jaden Burke for a 10th place there. Great race from Jaden there. It looked like he was really putting Messenger under pressure for a lot of it.
Yeah, he really was, yeah. I must point out to David, actually, it's quite an honour to get a nickname in the LOA. There's very few drivers who have got one, but once you get it, it's a nice thing. So I know it's coming because we're struggling with your pronunciation of your name, but it's a nickname given with love.
There is that great move from Charles earlier in the race. So clinical, so decisive.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
These drivers are going to have to start getting their elbows out a little bit wider, I think, to keep them at base. There is a rundown of the finishing order. We got as far as Jaden in 10th. Thomas Robin came home in 11th from Charlie Langridge in 12th. Crichton in 13th from Gary Richards in 14th. Then Nathan Parker claiming the final championship points in the 15th there. Just outside the points for Ettridge, Adrian King, Ben Arayo. Ben, let me know if that was a terrible butchering of your name there.
Surprised to see Langers so far down, actually. He's been a front runner of all the other races so far.
Alright, straight onto the grid for race 2 then.
What a fantastic livery that White King's car is.
Very eye-catching, I will say. And here is the grid. So Graham Bardsley will start this one on pole position from Leshark in P2. Tom Parker 3 from James O'Reilly in 4th. Most notably, Charles starts this one from 8th position, so we'll have to monitor his progress through the field in this one. He started from 12th before and still come home for the win at race 2 at Knock Hill. So,
what was he on the grid last time in the race 1? Was it 7? He was right down the back, wasn't he? 17th. And it took him 10 minutes to get to the front. So I'm going to say within 5 minutes, he'll be in P1.
Any odds on, Steve? What do you reckon?
I think it'll take him a few laps, but I think he'll get there.
Alright, we are away. Green flag at the front then. Bardsley leads them away. It looks like Parker's already up to P2, jumping the shark off the line.
Yeah, it looks like the Audi's got a good start there.
Daylight already in between P1 and P2 from the rest of the field there. It's the all-round turn 1 pretty safely, it looks like. Beautiful shot as they all come down the curves here. There is a car spinning in the background there.
Yeah, Nathan Parker again, look.
And Langers has dropped right down the order as well there. Oh, and there's a risky fire off and sideways. That's Messenger.
Oh, it's a big
There's
accident.
a wizard off to the left. And another race, risky racing.
Wow. That's Greening,
that must
look,
be Parker,
and Parker.
because Hoogervin's not racing.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
right
that's
mess.
a nightmare.
That's race over.
Yeah.
3 wheels on my wagon and I'm not going anywhere.
Well, that's just handed it to Rainford. Look, he's up in P2 now. Half of the challenges for him have been wiped out.
The hopes of a non-Rainford LOA win rest on the shoulders of Bardsley then, leading them through the chicane for the first time. Jaden Burke under pressure from Gary Richards there.
I'm so impressed by how fast Bardsley is, though. And, you know, he has no feeling in his right leg at all due to a disability, and yet he is this fast. He's amazing.
Especially in a car like this, it's so easy to light the fronts up into wheel spin.
Yeah.
Sending Charles a long way around on the final corner there.
Nice defence and diving over to cover him off.
Oh, it's not going to be enough though. Charles looks like he's still got a nose inside.
How has he carried that run out of that corner? It's amazing. It's crazy how fast he was able to go.
Hacks, mate. Hacks.
Push pedal harder is normally the advice.
I saw a post the other day and it said, push the pedal through the metal.
Yeah.
So lap 2, turn 1, Charles Rainford into the lead from Graham Bardsley and Leshark in 3rd position. James O'Reilly following up his strong race 1. He's in P4 right now from Walker in 5th.
Strong opening lap from Thomas Robin as well. Look, up 4 to P7.
Absolutely, here are the leaders. And Patrick already up to P6 as well.
Yeah, can he get a double podium? That'll be a great return for Patrick after his, as I said before, he's had a few struggles in the opening rounds, but a great P2 race 1, so let's see what he can do.
Messenger around the outside of this AD King, isn't it?
He's lost it on the brakes.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, more banging. Cut to that sort of midway through, it looked like 4 cars all door banging into each other there.
Yes, indeed, yeah. And who's that flashing away? Is that Robin?
Looks like Robin, yeah, either trying to distract or kind of showing some disapproval for whatever just unfolded there.
It's just showing him he's there.
Well, it's worked. Look at that. He's up to 5th.
Scared them all off the road.
Ollie Walker taking a defensive line by the looks of it into that corner.
Normally means zigzagging all over the place, driving through boards and...
Jaden Burke just set the fastest lap that lap. So definitely got pace in that purple car there.
He's quick. I think
he's loose on the brakes. Oh, he did well to get that pulled up.
Yes.
And O'Reilly's overtaken the Shark as well.
Shout out for Ettridge though. Look, he's still up in the top 10. He's it looks like he was really struggling with the car last race.
Of course, I think missed out on the reverse grid slots as well, so this is literally from sort of back of the grid. Every position he's gained on merit.
It's impressive.
Field already stringing out a lot more in this one than in the first race.
Yes, Charles got to the front
Patrick.
really.
Oh,
Yeah. Out to Ricky's round. Oh, it's a big shame.
cursed him.
Was it contact or
No, look, he just
lost
gone,
it in the
I think.
chicane?
Yeah, just sort of saw it in the background of shot, didn't we?
Normally when you're sitting on the outside like that, it's due to a sort of self-spin, isn't it?
Such a quick change of direction through the chicane there, isn't it? And it's one of the things these TCRs just seem to hate the most. Like, they've got so much body roll on them. The quick change of direction, they just sort of give you a middle finger and say, nah, we're not playing that game.
Yeah. I must admit, I find that chicane a lot harder, and I much prefer the national layout round here with the right-left as opposed to the left-right and then the double hairpin.
Yes.
But I think we did that in GT3 a couple of seasons ago, which I think is one of the reasons we've gone to this layout instead.
It's a balance with the TCR cars. You want to get the brake bias back to get the rotation, but then you've got to be super careful on the brakes.
Yeah, and not cook those tyres.
Oh, that was like a sort of late move on the brakes there from, was that Walker in the King Dick?
Yeah, Walker's being absolutely mobbed by Risky Racing Orange here. Crichton and Ettridge.
Managing to find chicanes down the straights as well, invisible chicanes that I can't see at least.
Yeah, I wonder if Crichton just got a slowdown there, or he just lost a lot of time. Yeah, he has. No. He was so far over the apex.
Yeah, that's one of the dangers of the TCRs, isn't it? We said how well they ride the curbs, but of course you can chomp a little bit too much and then get the big stick from iRacing.
Well, Coppice is blind, isn't it? So it's, you pop over that little crest and then there's the corner just hiding just behind it. So it's quite difficult to time the turn in, especially in one of the faster cars around here.
Another fastest lap for Burke there, 37 knots.
I think considering how innocuous it looks, Coppice is probably the hardest corner on this track, actually.
I'd say so. Just because, like you say, you've got no reference, you just kind of got to make it up your turn in spot and just hope it's incorrect.
Yeah. So easy to lose a lot of time because it leads on to the longest straight. Barsley really under attack now from the Shark.
Looks like
Great
he's got
run
the
out
run,
that corner for the Shark. Yeah. Not quite enough overrun to get the nose inside ready for the next corner, but surely down the big straight here.
He's cut it
Cue
in
the Jaws
tight.
music.
He's cut it in tight. Good exit.
Go on, talk us through it, Steve.
You should just hold off here, brake early, and then try and get him down into the hairpin. Oh, that Honda's fantastic through there.
Actually ended up defending now, the Shark.
Oh, big lunge down the outside.
Looks like O'Reilly was looking for a cutback there, but then found a whole hunk of LSR parked right on the apex. Now chases him back across the road.
It's under attack.
That's
O'Reilly,
his teammate.
This is tight stuff between the two LSRs and O'Reilly. And I wonder if O'Reilly feels like he's got something to prove after, getting that pole position in race 1 and then falling back like that through the latter stages of the race.
See Parker in the pits in the background there, so after that opening lap, Schmozzle opted not to continue.
Burke up in 6th. What a great run he's having.
Like I said, setting fastest lap after fastest lap, so looks like really going to start mounting a strong challenge as a championship or at least race winning contender as the season progresses.
Yeah, I think there's a number of drivers in it that can be race winners. They just I think it's just that every driver's probably got to do it on their track on that day when they just turn up and they're just running perfectly, whereas Charles is obviously seems to be capable of doing it every week in, week out, and turning up and just being at that level because he's a racing driver.
Yeah, I mean, I was on Reddit the other day and I saw an anonymous post tagged with limit of adhesion, and it actually looked like an anonymous TCR driver had kind of started a petition looking for a driver they could pay to take Charles out. I'm not sure if that got any traction or not, but yeah, watch this space.
Well, we'll see when someone slows down to punt him from the back.
I think the suggestion was a car broadside on an apex would kind of do the trick.
Oh,
he seems... There was a bang there, wasn't there?
There definitely was.
Some trademark LOA crunchy noises.
Maybe somebody's taken Dom up on his post on Reddit.
Yeah. They could be heading for a Woke King's victory in that case.
Honestly, doing a fantastic job of holding off the shark.
Yeah, he is.
I have heard a rumour that if Charles doesn't win every round of this season, he's going to go back to his previous career as a professional ballroom dancer.
He looked great in a frock.
I think that's why he's so good on the rhythm tracks, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just got that rhythm and flow.
What's happened to Bardsley?
Looked like a slowdown there, that's really unfortunate. The way he just sort of pulled over and lost positions.
Yeah, that must
Looks
have
like he
been...
might still be serving it, in fact, as well.
So he must have got that going through the old hairpin. O'Reilly sniffing for a podium. Has to slot in behind. Wow, look at Berg. This is a huge battle going on.
Yeah, Walker nearly taking him 3 wide there.
Yeah. Burke very lucky to not turn O'Reilly as they came into the Melbourne hairpin there.
And I thought he was about to get a bumper from Walker as well to start a bit of a 3-car tangle, but everyone got away with it.
Robbing up the inside.
Nicely executed. So the Shark leading the best of the rest battle from Bardsley, O'Reilly in 4th, and Burke now in 5th across the line overall.
Yeah, I think these two LSR drivers, they're definitely two of the ones that you would have to say are going to win a race sooner or later.
100%. I think in the 2 test races, I think Robin especially finished 3rd and 1st in the 2 test races.
Yeah, that was good showings there.
Nice to see that the LOA spreading its international wings.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we seem to be going really global, actually.
I did get special commendation from Le Shark for our French attempts at Knock Hill, Gareth, though. Should try more of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do the French speaking.
The French butchering.
Yes, saves me from doing
O'Reilly got the move on Bardsley there.
Yeah, he did, yeah. And we've got a 4-way scrap for 5th here.
Yeah, it just feels like a bit of a pressure cooker right now. He's kind of 6 cars got in shot here. Walker gets the nose up the inside of Burke.
Can he close him out on the exit?
Burke had a squeeze ollie right up to the white line there.
I was going to say he was generous by not opening the steering there. He could have just walked him off the track. I mean, it would have been a bit rude. I would tell you
100% Walker would not have been that kind with positions returned. But no, just hold on for now, though. Good defence. Greening back in the pits as well. Looks like he's hung up the gloves for the afternoon.
It's a shame. He had after such a tremendous performance at Oulton Park, it's a shame that this one's ended so badly. Hopefully he can reset for Snetterton. And what are your guys' views of Snetterton? Obviously we're watching a track here with a lot of elevation changes, which a lot of people do love about tracks, and then we're going to Snetterton, which is flat because it's an old airfield, but I really like that track.
I'm still trying to decide whether they purposely made Snetterton look like a phallus or if it was just a happy accident.
Well, we expect old King Dick to be winning there then.
Funnily enough,
More
I'm not a
important-
fan of Snetterton.
You're not?
No, not after Dom's.
Forest
No.
related.
But there's a bush shaped like a waving man on the outside of the hairpin. It's fantastic.
Absolutely nose to tail through the chicane there, sort of 5 cars in a row glued together. I found out almost 3 wide on the exit there.
Oh, Bardsley just nearly losing it on the exit there. Did you see that? He came across a bit of a slap with Jaden.
Yeah, it looked like Walker did escort Robin right out to the weeds there as well.
Get the cut back on the exit. No.
It's like a rolling car park, isn't it, in a way? Sort of every driver's looking to put the nose somewhere, but every time they try and make the move, they find there's another car already parked there.
I had to say the racing has been surprisingly clean between these guys.
Clean and close, just the way we like it.
Yeah. Robin's got a great run out of the first corner.
We saw Rainford make that move on Outrick in the first race. Can Robin replicate it? Slots in behind still.
The first corner's here is called Hollywood, and I've no idea why.
Again, answers on a postcard.
Yeah.
So Bardsley, a bit like James in the first race, once he lost the lead, just sort of carried on dropping positions after that.
Yeah, he's off the podium positions now, unfortunately.
The Shark has claimed back his P2 that he started on, of course, for this race.
No, Riley up one into the podium positions. Wow, look at that gaggle behind you. I would be terrified of that lot coming at me.
Big angry mob chasing you around the playing field.
Yeah.
Nearly contact on exit there. Quick shout out for Chris Forrester as well. Not really seen him much on the screens for this race, but in fact he's just been overtaken by a messenger, but still in the points positions there.
Yeah, good shout for him. He'll be looking forward to his teammate getting back from sunning himself and DJing out in Thailand. Chris White.
Yeah, look forward to welcoming Chris White back.
He said, I've got some leave left, so I'm just going to Thailand for a month. As you do.
Absolutely.
DJing and just hanging around on a beach and drinking. All
There's
right
worse
for
ways
some.
to spend your early 2022, isn't there?
Sounds terrible.
Yeah. Sitting in stormy, wet and wild UK. Mind you, obviously a lot worse for a lot of people out in Ukraine at the moment. They're talking about bad ways to spend early 2022. And our thoughts are with all those people. And that awful situation going on over there. Sorry to lower the tone, lower the mood.
No, absolutely. It's definitely worth mentioning in each and every broadcast going forwards. Till hopefully the world restores some normality and sense.
Yes, F Putin.
I always like to draw in a certain French swear word and its similarity to Putin, depending on how you pronounce it. Hopefully our French-speaking drivers will know what I mean. I won't say it on air just in case it gets a black flag on the channel or something like that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, these guys
Big
are
time,
Putin on a
speaking
show.
The French speaker spurring on Thomas Robin here. Yeah, it came from a long way back there. I thought that was going to be contact for sure.
Yeah. So Jaden Burke has been shuffled down one by Walker. Can he get back into a P5 in the last 2 minutes of this race?
Expect to be sort of this lap and then plus one more. Lap and a half to get the job done then. So Ollie Walker not gained or lost any position through this one. Started from the reverse grid in 5th. He holding on to his 5th as it stands. Trying to pile the pressure on Bardsley through these closing stages.
Yeah,
That doesn't really tell the story though, is it? Because he's had to fight like crazy. He's been up and down the order to remain in 5th.
I think that's been the case for every TCR race so far this season, has it not? You've got to fight or you'll just be absolutely mullered by the field.
Yeah, you're right.
Looks like walk around a little bit wide there. That might be a slowdown on exit. That Civic from the aerial there, it just looks so much more planted than the longer wheelbased Elantra.
Just wish he was a bit quicker. I think it's the slowest out of the three in the straight line speed.
It has been the rumour ever since it was released, sadly. When it was very first announced on the service or released to the service, it was notorious for its rabbit hopping everywhere, never settling down, and then I think they sort of fixed that somewhat, didn't they, with an update, but didn't give it any more engine power.
The thing is,
it emphatically waves us onto white flag lap.
I mean, I'd drive the Ford GT3 if I'm ever going to be forced into a GT3, and that bunny hops over the curbs like crazy, so I'm kind of used to it. And recently been driving the VW Jetta, and my goodness, that skips along as you try and carry too much speed through a corner. It's hilarious.
Saw that wonderful slow-mo shot at Silverstone of Mitchell Day in the Ford GT getting some air over one of the sausages. So Patrick recovered back into 10th then after that spin early on, and in fact just gets 9th as we're watching him from Crichton.
That was an absolute steel job, wasn't it?
Whoa, speaking of.
Here we go.
Oh, that's got to be a slowdown. Oh, looks like Ollie Walker got one as well. Brake checks Jade in a straight line, and Thomas rubs his hands together and says, "Thank you very much, chaps, I'll take both of you." Puts him up into the top 5 on the final lap here.
Yeah, Walker down 2, but he's coming back on Jaden down to the Melbourne hairpin, but Jaden's gone to the inside now. Walker to the outside.
Bit of a touch there, it looked like, just as we pan away.
Robin's going round.
6 times in a row in the LOA TCR League. Charles Rainford takes the win in race 6 at Donington. The Shark comes home P2. James O'Reilly, a really good performance for him, 5th and a 3rd in the second race. Graham Bardsley in 4th, and across the line, Walker grabs P5 from Thomas Robin, and Ettridge coming home in 7th from Jaden Burke. Lost a lot of positions on that final lap. That's unfortunate for him. We saw Patrick grabbing P9 from Crichton, who's dropped another position in fact. So that was Gary Richards grabbing P10 on the last lap. That's a great performance for Gary there.
Yeah, well done Gary, that's a nice one. Heartbreak for Burke at the end there. It looked like Robin was going round in the Melbourne hairpin, but somehow managed to get the car straightened up and out, and only losing the one position to Walker. Like a replay of those last few corners with those 3 drivers.
Jaden maybe just got right out of the throttle so that Thomas could recover it, and again maybe Walker just rubbed his hands together and said thank you very much, and mugged them both back again.
Yeah. Lovely slow-mo shots of the cars coming through the chicane.
So here's what it's done to the championship. No surprise, Charles has extended his lead even further. Steve Greening, despite the DNF, stays in 2nd place on 67 points, and LeCharc up into 3rd with 66. Tom Parker, another DNF, loses a position with 52 points, and James O'Reilly now up into the top 5. Look at all those places gained there. I slipped into Australian or something there, it's true. See, there's quite a lot of entries on the board there. So quite a small field compared to how many entries we've actually got for the TCR League so far. Great to see so many people getting involved with it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an awesome race series so far. Plenty more weeks to come.
Absolutely. I mean, to say this is round 3 and we've got 15 rounds in total. Here's the championship points. CCK still leading from Risky Blue and LSR in 3rd. Lesser Tools clinging on to 4th, despite Malarian didn't race tonight, in fact, did he? And Langridge had a couple of bad showings. Wizards, in 5th place. Oak Kings and Risky Orange have moved up the board, whereas QRS and Arse have moved down. And Pink Panthers rounding out the top 10, moving up ahead of CC Racing.
Who's racing in Sweaty Bees?
That, I believe, is a new entrant that hasn't raced yet, and I can't tell you who it is off the top of my head.
Nothing to do with old Adam Highfield then?
Oh, it might be, in fact. I think that was Adam Highfield and Andreas, and neither of them have raced so far. Anyway, that is going to wrap up our coverage here at Donington for races 5 and 6 of the TCR League. Don't forget to check out our website, limitofadhesion.com, and connect with us on Facebook. Join our Discord if you want to come chat to the drivers or get involved with racing. But until next time, it's bye from me.
And me.
And me.
See you next time.